Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Horst Lüning, this is my son Ben, and today we have the Dalmore, 12 years of age, here in our cask, a single malt whiskey from the Northern Highlands.
Yeah, and there's a little nice backstory on the back of the cardboard
Therefore, it's
box.
called backstory.
Backstory. The Dalmore distillery dates back to 1263. No whiskey was made there, but they have their heritage in the Mackenzie clan, and one of their ancestors saved the life of the king. Back then it was King Alexander III, and he saved his life from a charging stag. He was probably hunting, and somehow they saved him from the stag. And
Games of Thrones?
kind of that. But I think he was killed by a boar or something.
Yeah.
And because of that, the king was very glad, and they awarded the clan the Mackenzies, to have the stag, the 12 stag with 12 ends here, like this. They awarded them the right to carry it in their coat of arms, which is kind of a herald, a symbol for the clan. And to have that in your symbol meant that you have royalty.
Yeah.
And that was a great honor. And years later, the
Marketing guys just jumped on it.
And they had the heritage and took the Mackenzie clan into the Dalmore distillery.
And there is a King Alexander III bottling,
yeah.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
And
And
here the 12-ended stag is put as it's epoxide plastic here. The more valuable bottles have this in metal, so it's cool metal, but this is plastic. But they changed it from print to this plastic, which is looking really beautiful. So this is a bottle very much suited for a gift. And the content, 12 years of age, and you have something to say about the casks.
The casks, you have 9 years of maturation with ex-bourbon casks, and then they divide it up into two parts. One continues on aging in ex-bourbon casks for a sum of 12 years, and then the other one goes into a Matusalem Oloroso butt, which is a special bodega down in Spain. And they say they use 30-year-old Matusalem Oloroso sherry butts, which is kind of extraordinary.
Yeah, but there's this Solera system where you fill sherry in a third row or a fifth row on top, and then every year you let half of the casks drop down into the next casks, and from there to the lower, and just take the old from the bottom, and this runs for several hundred years. So there's always a little drop from Napoleon's times in this sherry and from time to time you have to change those old casks, and those Matusalem from the Matusalem bodega in Jerez, south of Spain. Therefore, from them the casks are coming, and I took a video in a bodega, which is on our channel lately, where you can see those Solera systems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a very old cask means that you have a lot of sherry influence in there, because you have the sherry soaked the wood for years and years and
decades.
years, but decades. But also the sherry took all the caramel and the wood sugars out of the wood and the tannins. Yeah. So you don't get a lot of wood influence, but a lot of sherry influence.
Mm-hmm. And the distilleries from the Northern Highlands are said to have a special citrus note in it, citrus fruit character, and this has definitely a lot of oranges in it. And people say this comes from the maturation over there in the northern part of the Highlands, but no, this is a heritage from the knowledge of the production there. So the people moved from one distillery to the other. The managers moved from one distillery to the others. They looked how the stills looked. They looked at the processes they produced. They shared the same yeast for production. So the taste of the whiskies aren't close to each other. And this is the reason behind these regional influences. The local climate is proved has no such big influence.
So it's a social economic thing from heritage, from this region.
So a lot of sherry, a lot of fruitiness, the citrus note in it, and well, some aromatic spices. It's a full, intense single malt, and it's just 40% ABV, 0.7 liters, a normal bottle, and price is around, I think, 40 something euros, dollars, pounds. So it's affordable.
I do have a lot of citrus character in there as well, but it's not as a fresh citrus spicy, lemon spiciness, but it's more of a ripe orange, blood orange, juice orange type of thing. You know, when you go to Florida and or Georgia, you get one right from the plantation, and it's just very juicy, and that kind of feeling behind that, and bit of a oaky note as well.
Yeah,
and
this spiciness.
It's hardly sweet at all for me. I don't have. If you go a bit further away, you do find a little sweet spot, but
probably vanilla. So in the start, it's a little bit watery. It means not that intense, but immediately after you swallow, there's a big, huge aromatic spiciness in your mouth. Those old oak is present, and in the aftertaste, a hint of coffee or chocolate is arising, and your mouth is completely filled up, and the citrus note, the orange note is vanishing slowly away. So this is a long aftertaste, not only with oakiness.
As you said, it's a bit softer on the intensity with the 40% ABV, but also I do get a lot of softness from the citric note. Usually you have a strong acidity and what would you call it? Astringent? Well, I don't know the word. That is where you get hit hard by a citric note, but this one is
Adstringent.
more astringent. Yeah, crazy word.
Sour.
Sour. But it's not sour. It's very zesty. It's very round with a good orange note, a lot of spiciness, and as expected from the nose, it's not that sweet. You do get chocolate, spiciness, well-rounded, Northern Highlander, I would say. Yeah, I think it's a very nice bridge from a sherry bomb to a spicy whiskey. We do have a bit of a sherry influence, you realize that, but it's not as hard of a sherry bomb.
And the 40% helps that the second sip isn't that intense, but it slightly builds up the intensity. So with the second sip, the 40% isn't too low. It's just adding up on each other. So now the mouth is full, the watery is gone, and everything is just fine. And it's really balanced, meaning that the taste, the nose, the aroma, the taste, and the aftertaste is quite on the same level. It's not too weak in the beginning and too harsh in the end, or vice versa. It's just complete, balanced, complex, and shows this Northern Highland style.
Yeah, it's nice. Very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. It's a nice introduction whiskey to the Northern Highland Scotch whiskies. If you found this video interesting, then please feel free to share this video with your friends, and see you next time.